to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great start today. I am chuckling because I just started the video and I had to restart the video because all of my functions have been messed with. And, you know, I'm old. I don't understand how that happens. But anyway, here we are. Things are working. Fingers crossed. Let's get into it. This is the Spellcasting Oracle, and we're using this for today's reading. The banner is up on the screen there for entertainment purposes only. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you're all doing well. Just a reminder that all these readings, all my readings, they are meant to provide you with some gentle guidance, some food for thought, some pep in your step, hopefully, something to help you as you navigate throughout your day. If it resonates, claim it. If it doesn't, leave it behind. That card has come flying out, and so we're going to take it. Let's fix these up so they're not completely crooked. All right, here we go. Our first card out is confidence, right? The desired outcome. What do I want? The focus for the day is confidence. Now, I don't like to come from a lack of anything, but we can always improve, right? We can always sort of stack on or add on. So maybe you're feeling confident today, but maybe today requires you to feel super confident. Maybe you have a job interview. Maybe you have to make a presentation. Maybe you have to, talk to someone about something and you sort of feel like you need to be super confident. So what we want today is confidence. Well, what does that mean? You know, confidence is about, standing up and feeling tall and sort of, operating from a place of grace and gratitude and feeling really empowered no matter what you're navigating, right? It is the thing that so many people wish that they had a little extra bit of. A lot of people fake confidence, and then there are those that are confident and still struggle to convey confidence in a way that is not frowned upon. Like I, for example, am perceived, or at least this used to be how it was. My friends would tell me that they thought that I was super confident. And I have great insecurities. I'm not necessarily super confident, but I put forth this sort of image that I am. And I think that's because that's just what I know. My mom's favorite saying was, "Don't ever let them see you sweat." And so I was kind of raised with that sort of, mantra, I guess. And so no matter how much I'm nervous on the inside, I try not to let it show on the outside. And people sometimes mistake that for confidence, and it's not. So no matter where you fall on the confidence scale or spectrum, we can always use a little bit more. So that's today's focus. Our next card is the action to adopt. Now, this is how can I step into it, right? How can I take a sort of like a proactive step or, keep it in mind? Then we've got animals. And this is really interesting that animals comes after confidence. And I think what is interesting about it is, that similar analogy that I used about myself, where people mistake my kindness for weakness. They think that I am confident when inside I'm insecure. Animals can also be viewed in that way, right? Sometimes you look at like a tiger or a lion and you think they're beautiful, right? A leopard or a jaguar, like their markings, their muscles, just the way that they they stay with their young, and they protect their pack. When we hear these things, we think of them as these gentle giants. Elephants, great example of this, majestic, beautiful, highly intelligent animal. But we forget how scary they can be, and not because they can, but because in some cases they have to be. And it's about finding that balance, right? Now, what's interesting in these two pictures, we have the angel wings spread, balance, the bird, balance, right? Do you see here, she's got the wolf beside her, and her hand is on the wolf's sort of, back. And it's that exchange, right, between the human and the animal. There's also the loyalty aspect of that that's sort of jumping out to me. Let's continue. Next is our intuition. What's your gut saying? What is your vibe? I think we discount vibes. What I mean by vibe is, you walk up to a person and you meet them and you're just like, no. Or you walk into a room full of people and you're just like, ooh, I don't like how that feels. We've got the truth. This isn't someone else's truth. This is your truth. This is about you being empowered by the truth, you standing in your truth, whatever that might be. I like how in this image she's got the mirror that she's holding up towards herself, but still sort of shining or allowing the reflection to shine out of her. Next is the lesson, right? The lesson to be learned, right? How am I growing? What wisdom am I gaining here? How is this helping me? How can I implement this and move forward in a way that makes me feel like there's some progress happening? We've got career. To me, this is about, sometimes making these seemingly insignificant shifts or fluctuations or changes, even adaptations that over time, when implemented, they become part of us. They become part of our routine. And when they become routine and part of the norm of your everyday existence, it becomes like second nature. It's a learned thing. And when it's a learned thing, when it becomes that second nature, I feel like we, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like we sort of master that, right? All the guesswork is gone. We don't have to think every day about like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? You just do it, sort of like without thinking. Oh, we have a Quincy coming to visit. Can you see the shadow? You guys say hi. Say hi, Quince. Quincy wants to turn over this card here. You want to turn over this card, bud? Yeah. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying, and what I mean when I'm saying, mastering that. It becomes part of who you are instead of something that you're trying to fit in, right? And that is having that confidence and that security, finding that balance and that loyalty, that bravery, that courage, and also, standing within the truth, which is who you are as a person and not really fluctuating from that. And our last card is your truth, which is just interesting. Oh, look. Aw. Do you like this card, Quince? This is a good one? Good boy. So how do I stand in my own power, right? Now, whether this is your win or, this is your sort of stance, if you will. Protection can be looked at in a few different ways, I think, but to me, the way this is laid out is very beautiful because it is like your super cape, right? It is a way for you to sort of prepare for the day ahead or any activity and to go into that activity feeling like you've done everything that you can to show up and put your best self forward. And who doesn't want to show up like that? So today's reading, lovely, really inspiring, I think, and encourages all to stand in our power, put our super cape on, and seize the day. What do you think, Quince? Quincy's got nothing. You want to look up and say hi? No? All right. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to do all the YouTubey things. Quincy and I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you when we see you next. And until then, we wish you many, many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now. You want to say goodbye? No meows? Are you going to meow? No, you don't want to meow? Aw. There you go. There's a little look. Say bye.